Hey guys,
So,
Matt here. Welcome.
so
Champions Feast.
you've already seen the call up. You've all seen the England team, correct?
Yes. I bet you Bailey hasn't.
First off,
I've got it
I
all
don't-
fucking stuff.
he's just looking at it right now, just like fucking hell. Right, so first things first, Fikayo Tomori getting the call up, he deserves that. I mean, Milan have been outstanding.
You should have more before now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You really should have more before now. I think it's a piss take that's taking this long for him trying to get a call.
Yeah.
When Tyrone Mings gets consistently called up.
I was
Tyrone
on
Mings
Twitter
dropped
today
as well.
talking- Was it?
Yeah, he's not been picked.
It's good. Shouldn't be picked.
True. He's
See-
fucking diabolical, man.
I think
James
it's stuff from the goalkeepers. Like, it's obvious who's going to play in that three. Like that, and then three. Like, Nick Post just got relegated. And he's still going to be in the England squad.
Yeah, Pickford, Pope and Ramsdale. I don't think you can really argue with any of that.
But Pickford nearly got relegated this season, and I know it was England #1, right? But how are you getting two goalkeepers called up with two teams? One team get relegated, and the other just scraped by.
Like 16th.
I think the thing is with Pickford is that he's never really fucked up for England.
Yeah. Well, no one will look at
Yeah.
the Euros against Denmark. That free kick. Straight down the middle.
True.
His T-Rex arms couldn't reach it.
But in hindsight, with the fucking World Cup, he saves using the penalty shootout.
I think he's still number
I'm
one.
sure.
He's still England's number one.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Ramsdale should be. Now, I think Ramsdale's an incredible goalkeeper.
I don't rate Ramsdale as highly as everybody else does. I really don't.
I think
think
he's
he does
decent,
what-
and he's probably got a higher ceiling than Pickford, but it's his first season that he's actually shown a bit of promise.
We know what.
Yeah.
We know what Gareth Southgate's like though. Alright? The man is so biased towards the same players consistently.
Yeah, true.
It's just like I can't see him dropping Pickford. He's got a reason now. Yeah, he finished 16th in the league, but he's never been bad for England. He's never like Rob Green. He's never been like as bad as Rob Green was for England. They rotate keepers each week.
I mean, he's better in this century of English goalkeepers. He's one of the better ones. I mean, I remember as a kid,
It's not hard, to be fair.
I watched his qualify for the World Cup, and I'm sat there with my uncle and fucking Rob Green's in. Is it Rob Green? Yeah, Rob
Yeah.
Green's
Yeah.
sitting in nets. And you're like,
England
fucking
never-
hell. I mean, he's
I
one
don't
of
think
the
they've had a
better
good keeper
ones.
since David James, to be honest with you. I think David James
I
was.
don't even think David James was that good.
He was very
I
old
think David
for
James was
quite a
good.
lot of his
I mean,
caps, wasn't he?
He's past
Yeah.
my time. The last notable England keeper that I can remember in my time of being a football fan is Pickford. That's the standout. Like, if I was to go back as a kid, as I said, Rob Green.
Jack Butland before his injury was an
But-
incredible goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Remember that game where
He's
he's
not
ankle for against Germany?
yeah.
He was an incredible goalkeeper. He was in the form of his life. And then he got that injury and he sort of just never.
Joe Hart
Was
was
it
solid
Chris
for England for quite a
Allison?
while.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Joe Hart.
Yeah, Joe Hart.
Yeah,
Really
I
underrated
actually
keeper.
forgot about Joe Hart, yeah. Genuinely, Joe
Hello.
Hart is one of the better English keepers.
But he had that
Even now-
injury, and after his injury, he couldn't save anything down low on his left hand side.
I remember.
Even
You
this
see that? I
season
remember.
in the Scottish League, he's
I remember when we was it 20? Oh, I'm sure it was 20. Did he play for Burnley in 2018? 2018-19 season.
Burnley, maybe.
Yeah. I
He
remember
did.
we played away at them. We played away. James Miller got the ball at his feet into the box and curled it. And it was an easy save for any goalkeeper. And it was his bottom left. He just sort of stood there and watched it go in. But like as you said, everybody's injuries. You notice things after a while, like watching them. If you go back and watch stuff, but
Well,
I think he's got the defence wrong. He's got an England squad as well. Not
if
gonna
you
lie
had
to you.
to choose a prime Joe Hart or a prime Jordan Pickford to go in,
Well, you're picking Joe
Next
Hart
Joe
every day
Hart.
of the week, aren't you?
Joe
Yeah.
Hart, yeah. Has to be Joe
So-
One league titles.
yeah. Right, see when I
Hang
look
on,
at this
the Google
defence, if we go into the defence, right, and you're looking at this defence, I have argued on Twitter already today numerous times about why I think Tavernier and Goldson should deserve a call-up. And obviously
There's
Rangers are my
5
team,
right backs in the team.
I know. But I'm sat here
5
looking,
right backs.
I'm sat here looking, and there's this Mark Yuhi, right, and I haven't watched Palace at all this season.
Oh, he's an unbelievable centre
Yeah,
half.
he's class.
Is
Oh,
he?
great.
Physically,
He
he's just a
deserves to be there
monster.
this season. He's been brilliant. Yeah, he's been brilliant for Palace this season. He's been one of the top
But-
performers.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know who he was, and I only really saw him obviously when the big teams play Crystal Palace. Because you know me, I'm not a huge fan of the Premier League. I watch the Scottish League more, but I still back up my point of why I think Connor Goldson should get a shout at centre half. I mean,
Yeah.
over Harry Maguire, and I know he's the England captain. He's been booed by his nation. He's been benched by Man
diabolical, isn't he?
United. He's been booed by his own club. He's shite.
I'm
And then you've got
Harry
Goldson, who's had, he's got some of the best stats in the Europa League this season. And I know he's a sat there saying, but it's the Europa League. But that Man United are in the Europa League next year.
Nearly in
and
the
that
fucking
is down-
conference.
And Maguire, do you know what I mean? And Rangers are going to be in the Champions League if we get through qualification.
Yeah.
And the reason we're there is because of centre half. And I think Connor Goldson should get a call up over Harry Maguire on this season.
I think
and I
Goldson
know he
probably
broke
got
out from
called
before.
up instead of Cody.
I don't know. Can't Cody's had a really good season for Wolves, especially second half of the season.
Yeah,
I think
but
he's
he's just-
unbelievable.
It-
Watch Liverpool game, it's unbelievable.
He's an easy player to just pick, isn't he? Because he's not gonna
But
start.
Eric Dyer, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah, he's had a
this
great
second half of the
season.
season, I can't, and
Yeah.
but Ben White's been taken. Like, I love Ben White. I rate Ben White so highly, but I really think Eric Dyer should be in there.
Yeah.
But you also forget that sometimes Kyle Walker plays in the back three for England.
This is why there's 5 right backs. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
I think
So,
I think Chalobah should definitely get a call up over. Like
Is he
that, if I
representing
was to,
England?
yeah,
is he? I thought Chalobah was at the national country.
I'll have a look.
I don't think James Justin should be
double
there.
check that.
James Justin played
yeah.
13 games of
It
football
seems
this
like
season.
they've just picked whoever's.
They've just picked right backs to play left back.
Well, he played left back for Leicester quite a bit, isn't he?
It'll be James Justin and Keane Trippier that plays the left
Yeah.
wing backs. It'll be Trent. And Reece
Yeah,
James.
Trevor
That's right.
Chalobah. He was born in Sierra Leone, but he does represent England.
Yeah,
Was he?
yeah, I did think that. I think he should deserve a call up over Goldson, and I'll back that up because I mean
Right.
he's a young talent. He's done well at Chelsea this
Yeah,
year.
no, agreed. Played in the
And-
FA Cup final.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
he's-
do think
The
Cody
Carroll
out,
Cup final was unbelievable as well.
Cody out, and Maguire out, and Goldson and Chalobah in. That's the only things I like. That's me from
I
my
would-
personal
I would-
point of view.
I would take Ben White off Eric Dyer.
Because
as
it's such a harmless kind of
well. It's 'cause it's
national
the Nations League,
national
you know what I
time
mean?
of games. Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to see some exciting players called up, and you want to see something
Yeah,
different.
exactly.
So I think
I
just
I don't know how
having
Mason Mount's in that team, by the way.
having Cody and Maguire in there, it just doesn't make much sense to me. Same with Justin.
I mean, who have England got? They've got Hungary.
Hungry
And
Germany.
then
I don't see
Germany,
why
Italy.
they wouldn't call Lamptey up. He's been playing on the left a bit as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, Lamptey's
I don't get why. James Madison's not there.
Who?
James Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
and
True.
yeah,
I don't. Mason Mount's there.
what 12 assists,
Mason
18
Mount.
goals.
I just
Mason Mount's got like good stats if you look at them, but then you look at the index stats, the amount that he's got to get Norwich, Burnley, Brentford, you know what I mean? Like the lower down teams. So James Ward-Prowse, he's one of the players I actually don't rate.
yeah, I don't
I
understand
don't
the
rate
Mount.
James Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse
James
I actually
Ward-Prowse could
rate.
be-
I think Ward-Prowse being so good at set pieces does him a dissatisfaction.
yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
call him? It makes
Ward-Prowse
the rest of his
is
game
really-
looks average, but he's quality. He's got a hell of an engine on him.
Do you know what I think of Ward-Prowse? I think of his similar qualities as Matt Le Tissier. Like, he's not
Yeah.
technical, but he's
effective.
got that flair and he's
He does the
effective.
basics well.
Yeah, and I've always
Just
been a fan of
effective.
Ward Prowse. He's
Yeah.
just his free kicks. He's probably the best free kick taker in Europe right now. I'd say.
No, definitely.
Yeah. Looking through the list here, someone put on Twitter, and we've forgot about Tyreek Mitchell.
Tariq Mitchell, yeah.
Unbelievable effort for Chris Barnes this season.
Yeah.
Not get the call.
True.
What do you
Kyle
mean?
Walker-Peters.
I think a
What about
genuine left
Jacob?
footer as well, yeah.
Jacob Ramsey. What do you think? Do you think he should get a
I think it's
call?
too
No, I
early.
don't think it. Way too early for Jake Ramsey. I think he's been good this season.
Because he had
But I
bouncer
think he's
form,
still-
didn't he? But
He's still behind the likes of like Bellingham, Henderson, Rice, Phillips,
Oh, yeah,
Smith,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ford, you know what I mean?
yeah, definitely.
But time, he's got plenty of time. It's a good thing about this England squad now. They're young. It's a young England squad.
Yeah. No, definitely.
It really is.
I'm excited to see Bellingham because I think that I genuinely think these few games and also the World Cup will be the breakthrough for Bellingham to actually be a mainstay in this England team. Because for Dortmund this year, he's been unbelievable. I mean, I saw him in person at Ibrox, and it was just it was like, that's the first time I've sat in Ibrox Stadium and thought, this is a generational player sat in front of me. Because I'm used to the likes of fucking John Lundstrom, right? As non-biased I want to be, right? Lundstrom's a quality player, but seeing him beside Jude Bellingham, like you get excited when he was on the ball. He's just quality. He's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Although
it's
Conor
like,
Gallagher had a good start
there
of the
was a
season.
game in the Champions League that Dortmund had this year, the year just gone. It was Besiktas or Sporting, but I saw Bellingham like the whole 90 minutes, and he didn't seem the pace of the game whatsoever. So I don't know. I'm not really sure what Bellingham's amazing at. If you get me.
Yeah.
I'd say he's a box to box.
Yeah.
I don't think he is. I don't think he's the kind of player.
Because he
that
struggles.
I
He
think-
struggles to go. If he's in a midfield role playing box to box, he struggles to get out wide when he needs to help.
I think if you play him in a midfield three, I think he's your eight.
Yeah,
I don't think
definitely.
he's quite a six. I don't think he's quite a 10. You know what I mean? Yeah. I
So
don't
he
know.
needs to be
I
in
think
the
I
team
think
that
just
has
watching
the
him.
majority of the ball, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does. He needs to be a ball dominant. That's why I think you'd fit well in Liverpool. Honestly, I think he would slide perfect in the midfield.
Have you seen you're meant to be getting his brother? Was it Joe Bellingham?
Job, yeah.
Job, yeah. So attack, the one thing I can look in that attack and say shouldn't be anywhere near it is Raheem Sterling.
Jack Grealish.
I think you can justify Grealish because I mean he's shown he can play when he's actually played. Sterling, he just fucks me off constantly every week. He misses these sitters.
It goes back to Pickford, though, doesn't it? You know what I mean? How good Sterling for England.
Yeah, again, it's Southgate doing that. Well, I mean, he hasn't messed up so much for England, so why should I drop him for England? But all it does is just it recycles the same players, doesn't it?
Does.
To be fair, if I was to try and think off the top of my head a player they could sub out for Raheem Sterling, I can't really think of one. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're
Smith
actually
Rowe,
thinking
Grealish.
about it for his role.
I'd rather
Yes,
see
I do.
Smith Rowe instead of Sterling.
Is Smith Rowe not more of a midfielder though?
Central plays in the front three.
Yeah, plays on the wing.
Playing off the left in the front three. Yeah. I'm glad to see Bowen's there.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's deserved.
I'm really glad to see Bowen's there. But we missed off Kieran Trippier. He hasn't played in 3 months.
Yeah, that's what
He
pissed me off.
hasn't played in 3 months.
Yeah.
He's back in the squad like that.
And I'll go back to again. Tavernier, Europa League top scorer, nearly top assister. Unbelievable stats for a right back. More than 20 goals and assists in his last 4 years at Rangers. But a player that's been injured for 3 months and a player that's made a European final in Southgate opts for that player. Because
No, there's
he's
definitely
done
a
it
point
before.
for it as well.
But it's like, you put Tavernier forward, I push forward Tyreek Mitchell. England need left back in the squad. Why take a right back?
Well, I think they both deserve a place, really.
Yeah,
In games as pointless as these, you just
give anybody. Yeah.
Just give players that deserve a call up a call up.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you're going to take up the World Cup or the Euros with you, you know what I mean? But I agree with what you said earlier when you said that a player of his standard doesn't deserve to not represent his country.
Mm-hmm. So it's like it's like Tavernier's in this void of being. He's not too good for Rangers, right? Because
He's in a separate
I've got-
world.
Yeah, he's in this space of his own where he's a level above the rest in the league that he's in. He holds his own in
Bang
Europe,
average if he comes out of the Prem.
yeah, and then he go to the Prem and he's bang average. And
What
there's-
team do you put Tavernier in though? If you think about the Premier League.
What in the Prem?
If you go through the Premier League, what team do you put Tavernier in?
To be honest, like the only reason I'm saying
Arsenal.
Villa because
Arsenal don't
I'm
have a
saying-
right back, do they? There's
Yeah,
Cedric
no, they
and
have
Tomiyasu.
Yeah,
But Tomiyasu you can play in the middle.
but I was more thinking to suit Tavernier it would be Villa just for based on the reason that Gerrard plays the same
But
football.
he's not
with
better
Villa
than Matty Cash.
Hell, not at
as he
all.
did. Well, Matty Cash is put. Oh wait, we're not talking about the England squad. Alright, never mind.
Matty Cash is
Eh,
paid.
Matty Cash is Polish.
Yeah. No, that's what I said. That's what I said. I was like, oh, but, yeah, like, that's the weird thing with Tav. I mean, I remember in January there was rumours of him going to Man United, and that was actually like, strong rumours.
I don't think he'll play.
See, Aaron Wan-Bissaka fucking off, to be honest. I think they'll probably get rid of him.
Yeah,
Where they are.
that,
for reaches,
that is
to
a
get rid
good
of him.
point. Like, going on to Man United, Ten Hag, right? Is he going to do it? Is he going to
He's
completely
going to
revamp
need at
the
least
team?
Eric
4 or
Henry.
5 years.
I agree.
He'll probably win the Europa League.
Maybe.
Is he with this preliminary round thing? The team's dropping him from the Champions League.
Yeah, I can't
If you-
see him get through
Yeah.
a decent
It's-
team that's
if
dropped
teams,
out.
No.
if teams finish top of that group, they go straight through the round 16. So
Yeah, no,
Second
but
place.
they can still play these teams.
Yeah,
in,
they'll
like,
still
the
play him later on
semi-finals.
in the tree.
We,
won't
we
they?
still got Leipzig, didn't we?
yeah.
We played we played Dortmund and Leipzig this year. Two
Yeah,
Champions League
that's very
groups.
true.
It's
Yeah.
fairly embarrassing that Dortmund didn't get through that Champions League group, though.
But not
Oh, yeah.
very true.
But Leipzig were in fucking your Champions League group.
When Leipzig won
Kuki scored a
the
fucking hat
Cool
trick
Calgary that
against
day,
us.
didn't they?
Yeah.
And
Corner
Kuki, they won 5-3, didn't they? Leipzig against was it Mainz?
I've no idea.
I don't know at all.
No, Leipzig played against who did they play?
Freiburg.
Freiburg, yeah.
Yeah. I
Beat
thought
Freiburg 4-2 on penalties.
Yeah. Don't talk about penalties right now, please.
What do you think the main
How did you
business
feel when you
United
see that
needs to
Ramsey
get done?
taking it?
The main business, I think, right. The thing is, right.
You're
Scott
a good midfielder.
McTominay starting in a midfield for Man United majority of this season is embarrassing.
Yeah, but they're not going to get rid of him, are they?
No, they're not, and I don't know why they're not. And see, for Scotland, he's bang average. I'm sorry.
Not even Scottish.
John McGinn is a better football player than Scott McTominay.
Yeah. I'm John McGinn.
John
I
McGinn.
think, man, if you go through Man United, I think they'll be fine with De Gea for another year. But I think after that, I think De Gea's got to
They've
go.
got to sort the goalkeeper situation.
Yeah.
They need a new right back.
Yep.
They need a new centre half.
Well,
They need a new
I
left
think
back.
I think they could get away with Dallo for another season.
I don't think they could. I really don't think they could.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to. He's not going to be world class, is he?
But if
there's
they
more
get rid of
important
if they get rid of
places.
Wan-Bissaka, they've got one right back for the full season.
But there's more serious like positions they need to invest in, I reckon, than fullback.
You need a full midfielder.
I think
That's
they need
one
a.
thing I
I
think.
think they need a new midfield completely.
Well, they need a proper holding midfielder, and they need. You'd say they probably need another midfielder just in general, but with Donny coming back, you'd think
Yeah.
they'd sign a holding midfielder with a Bruno and maybe a De Jong midfield if they sign De Jong,
Can't see the
or it could
output.
be a
I
Bruno
can't see
Van der
De
Beek
Jong,
midfield with a holding midfielder.
I think Van de Beek either way is going to be involved in the midfield.
I mean, he's
no
got to
matter
be.
what.
Yeah, I think Van de Beek will play this season. I think
Yeah.
he'll be a massive part of it this season.
It's not even as if it was just like Ten Hag's boy, right? In the Champions League, for the run Ajax had all the way to
He's
the
30 years
semi-finals,
about no.
yeah, like he's
He was a major
He's-
player, man.
a brilliant.
Well,
player.
he was a massive player.
It's not as if he's a mid player that Ten Hag's going to come in and be like, I'll start him.
He just
Like, it's
genuinely
not as if
didn't get a
it's a-
chance.
Yeah, it's not as if it's a fucking McTominay, Ole situation. It's like fucking
Fred.
world class player coming back and to a midfield position, and it's criminal the fact that you've got. I'm going to repeat it over and over that you've got a. You went into the season thinking that they were going to win a league. Well, they did.
Yeah.
With a midfield
I
of
had
Fred and
them second.
McTominay. Yeah.
I mean,
It's,
yeah, you can't like the fact they sign a Varane, a Ronaldo, a Sancho, all in the same season,
don't even get Champions
and
League
it's their
trophy.
worst Premier League season on record.
Yeah, honestly. And you're sat looking at that transfer window, yous as well as obviously other clubs. Part of yous are probably sat there thinking, fucking hell, there's another club we're going to need to deal with this year.
Yeah,
you've
that's what I had
signed-
in mind.
You've signed the second best footballer in the world in Ronaldo, and an informed Sancho in the Bundesliga was fucking unbelievable.
I think this season's really opened everybody's eyes up to how much Sergio Ramos was influential with Varane having a good career.
Definitely. And I've said that
Oh,
for
yeah.
so long. Mate, Varane, the season after Ramos left for Real Madrid, he was absolutely diabolical. Do you remember him in the two
Back
legs
in
against
City.
City? Mate,
Yeah.
both the legs. He was diabolical in both of them.
But it's like he missed a lot of big games this season. Didn't play any game against Liverpool. Missed the home and away leg against Liverpool.
Constantly fucking injured.
And when he played, he
Just doesn't look on it, does he?
he moved. But when he came back from his injury, he moved like he had custard in his boots. Couldn't move. Couldn't turn. But let's say you go to the forwards. Like if you look at Man United forwards, with Sancho, Ronaldo, Rashford, Cavani's leaving, Alanya, Hannibal, Shola retire.
Just shows you how self-destructive Man United is right now with the idea that Bruno's had a shit season, Rashford's nowhere even to be seen, and I saw it as well, right? See how the player that when Diallo came to us on loan, right? He took out the firing line with us because he just didn't look confident. He didn't look the player that we all thought it would be. Because you can
Average.
back up that when he signed for us, I sat there thinking, holy fuck,
It's a
we've
what,
signed an absolute
30
40
million
million. You're
pound
sat there
player?
thinking, yeah. And then it comes in and the likes of Joe Aribo's doing better than him.
Yeah.
And that is the prime issue with Man United. Like,
It's gonna take
spend money here, there, and whatever.
It's going to take so many years, isn't it? It's going to take so many years to fix it because the players that are on these absurd amount of money per week, they're not going to leave, and no one's going to pay those wages if they do leave. So they're going to run their contracts down, and these players are on long contracts. Like the fact they've just renewed Bruno's, who's having arguably the worst season I've ever seen of the top clubs midfield. I mean, he's been worse than McTominay and Fred.
Got rid of Bruno.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Should never kept
went
it.
missing. After the season they had last year, you sat there thinking the likes of the support team in front of has been improved. He'll not double his numbers, but he'll do a bit better.
It's literally, he gets the ball, gets it out of his feet, and just smacks it away. I mean, you can see that Palace game. I mean, what on earth
Yeah,
is he
all of
doing?
his passes.
Criminal.
Ridiculous. He's played 36 games this season, started 35, got 10 goals and 6 assists in the league.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go back to
The
last
majority of them were in the first week of the fucking season.
last season, he played 37, started 35, got 18 goals and 12 assists.
And it's not like he's been overplayed this season like it was the others. He's only played 3,000 minutes.
I mean, they went out to Europe pretty early as well, and the FA Cup, and I can't remember where they got to in the Carabao. They were
They got knocked
from
out
about,
by,
I'm guessing,
Was
Yeah, to get knocked
the
out.
Carabao
They
Cup was
got knocked
Leicester,
out by,
wasn't it?
West Ham. No, it was West Ham. Was 1-0.
West Ham, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So
Couple-
they,
The FA
Man
Cup was
United
Nottingham
were
Forest.
focused. Man
No, it
United
was
were
Middlesbrough.
focusing on a
Middlesbrough.
league since December. From December onwards, all they had to do was focus on a league. But yet somehow, I mean, I remember looking at the league table a couple of months back, and they had an opportunity. Like, I think they were drawn with Chelsea, and they had an opportunity to actually like go ahead of Chelsea, and I think Chelsea not beat them at Old Trafford.
No, they drew at Old Trafford 2-1.
Did
I think
Well,
you're
whatever
thinking
that
about
was-
the game at Stamford Bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah, so, yeah, that was early in the season. It would have been that game when Sancho scored.
When they,
That was
when they
1-1
scored
as
that
well.
break
It
after
was-
Jorginho slipped.
Yeah, that was 1-1 as well.
Yeah.
But even Arsenal as well. Like they had Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, West Ham all beneath them, and all they had to do was focus on a league, and they still fucked that up.
Because they beat Arsenal 3-2. Ronaldo
Yeah.
scored that scored a penalty. Didn't he? A shock horror.
Do you know another thing? Talk about the Premier League as well is Norwich, and that I don't understand how your
Should be
Brentfords,
bad.
your Leeds can come up and they can survive a season, but the likes of Norwich come up and they go down. And
It's
I
like
think
Sheffield
it's
United,
the-
isn't it?
It's how scared they are to change.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't take the risks.
but the appointment of Dean Smith,
Could have
It's-
saved them, but it was
going
just too
forward.
late, wasn't it? I mean,
yeah,
Daniel Farker,
100%.
I don't know why you'd bother keeping him for that long.
It's ridiculous.
He was just maxed out at championship level, completely.
It's all, we've got a championship squad though.
Yeah,
I remember.
definitely.
I remember when I was at the Liverpool game against Arch. I watched that game. And one player that stood out that game was Rashica,
Rashika, yeah.
the new signing. He absolutely ran us all ragged that full game. The best player pitch for him out. But he was playing through with Allison and he was smashing it wide, or he was taking a heavy touch, or he was not letting midfield get 1-2s and they would turn around past the backward.
Yeah.
Like Billy Gilmore, like I remember watching him and just thought, where's the lad that was for Chelsea?
It's the same,
He was,
like-
he was a completely different player.
Yeah. Bang on.
It's strongly rumoured that Gilmore's going to be coming back to Rangers next year, and I pray to God that the rumours are true because we're crying out for a midfielder like that, to be honest.
I mean, there's no doubt.
It
he's
goes
got
back
quality.
It just goes
Yeah.
back to that whole one about forward Tavernier. They always used to bang average. Like Billy Gilmore's bang average. Fair enough, Cliff at Norwich. But he was completely bang average. And you go back to the Scottish League and it would be like an absolute jet. You know what I mean?
What? To be honest, he never got a chance. He never got a chance in the Rangers team. He was bought up by Chelsea at the age of 15, and Chelsea.
Was
had to
wasn't
wait
he the
till
reason
16.
Chelsea
He
got?
didn't-
Wasn't he the reason that Chelsea got banned?
I'm unsure. I couldn't tell you, but I do remember what it was. 2018. So I was like 12, 13 at the time when he left. But it was always talked about. And see how the way Karamoko Dembele's talked about at Celtic. This was of
Yeah.
Karamoko Dembele, which is Gilmore, and
Definitely.
you calling him
Yeah,
bang
definitely.
average? I don't agree with you. I do not think he's bang average. I think
Based
as a
off of this
player,
season, he's been absolutely
yeah, this
horrible.
season, yeah,
But he is playing in. That's a diabolical team.
the worst team in the Premier League this season. I mean, he's got Kenny
By
McLean
far.
as a midfield partner beside him.
They are
I'm actually
diabolical.
playing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going through and he's got like 6.2, 6.4, 6.0, 6.5. He got a 7.2 with Brighton. Alright. He got a 7.3 and a 3-1 loss to Norwich.
See when you saw him come on for Chelsea, was it against Arsenal? Took a couple years back.
I can't remember. I know he
It was
played
a-
against
it was a
Remember
Spurs
black
last
in
season he
April.
had a few appearances at the end of the season.
I remember he played against us in the FA Cup. When he,
Yeah, no, that's who
when
it
he
was.
actually ran the
Liverpool, yeah.
midfield.
It's
Yeah.
just
He's in Scotland. He's shoulder and neck above the rest in the Scotland team. Like you've got the likes of Kieran Tierney there, Andy Robertson, Scott McTominay, mid player, but then you've got Billy Gilmore comes in, and Bailey, you obviously watched the England-Scotland game in the Euros, and he was the best player on the park.
We still should have won that game. Carl Southgate played it not lose. Worst time he ever had. If they played not lose. Should have went for the last 10 minutes, but he just sat.
Right, here's a serious question for you, right? Rangers in Europe this season. What do you think it? Do you think it's overachieving? Do you think it's actually
It's
a
definitely overachieving.
team showing their
But
worth?
they just went game for game. They just
Just pure passion.
left it all in
Oh,
that
what?
90 minutes, and they just got through it, didn't they?
That's the thing with European football. You know what I mean? It's just do that.
I remember growing up, and when Rangers went down, the likes of my dad and my papa would always tell me about Manchester 2008 final, where we lost to Zenit, and they would always tell me there'd be people throwing the words of once in a lifetime thing, blah blah blah. And then we go down all these Scottish leagues and come back up, and we get another European final. This is our second European final in 14 years, and obviously that averages 1 every 7 years. It's not as if it's rare. I definitely think that we could get back to that position again. Not in the Champions League, but in the Europa League. I hope we get in the Champions League this year, but I can see us dropping down into Europa League
Hard
if we
one, 'cause
qualify.
it's like,
And it's all about how we spend this European money.
that's it, yeah,
Because
that's just first, yeah.
we've won 20 million in prize money, and there's also 30 million coming in windfall from the likes of your tickets, TV, whatever. So that's 50 million. And I mean, we've got players there like Calvin Bassey. I mean, Chelsea and Dortmund are sniffing around him now.
Yeah, I really
Like,
rate
if he
him.
goes, it's big money. Like, it's
You know who he reminds me of?
it's a great time to be a Rangers fan.
He reminds me of Micah Richards.
By average.
Nah, Micah Richards on his day, best fullback in the league.
King of racism there.
What do you mean?
Just a big tall centre half from now to you.
No, they're fucking
Micah
units,
Richards.
mate. Micah Richards was a unit.
Is he not going to play for Fiorentina after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the front,
Yeah.
you know.
Fiorentina then.
Oh, he's
Villa.
saying front.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of Micah
But-
Richards, I just think he's by average football. Like
Nah, you're talking up until like the 2013-14 season. Whenever he played, he was just incredible. It was just those injuries.
Do you remember?
Because he had double out playing for them as well.
See
One of the
when
best fullbacks in Premier League this year.
James Rodriguez had that game at the World Cup that made his career, right?
Ah, they're
It
cool.
got him his big move. It got him that game. But I'm not saying that the final pass he's just had is going to make his career. But what I'm saying is, it wouldn't surprise me if similar circumstances, as in a big teams watch that game, the hype's high, Rangers cash in on him, and he does become a bang average player.
Yeah.
But the manager we have Giovanni, obviously. We have Dave Voss as an assistant. Roy Mackay is in there as well. Dave Voss was the youth. It was part of the youth at Ajax, and he was also the main youth development in the Belgian setup. And he was rated so highly in the youth setup. Regards, obviously, like I'm sure he was part of the development of Morgan Hazard and all your other Belgium internationals. The only one I've kind of think is Morgan Hazard reading on it. But these players like Bassey and these young players coming up like Alex Lowry, you probably don't know him, but like when they stick around a club like Rangers, it's going to benefit them. Nathan Patterson, for instance, I think he left too early for the Prem.
He did. He really did.
22 million for a 19-year-old that's not had a sniff of game time. Got 40
That's
minutes
okay,
against
yeah,
Bournemouth in the FA Cup.
Can't even remember last year's play. I'll
See,
check. I mean,
It's seasons like this where if they get that big move, it either works out or it doesn't it? Some players
Yeah.
have that breakthrough season and they move on to that level that they can't break it.
But I genuinely think he's.
I think
I mean, he's
Played
better than Seamus Coleman. I'm sorry. He played against
Nathan
Bournemouth and that
Patterson
was his
played
last
6 games.
game.
6 games in
Oh,
the Premier League this season. He only started 2. Played 236 minutes.
yeah, no, I'm on about Bassey.
Oh, Bassey, yeah.
I say if he
I
gets,
think
I think he's done enough to get that move this season, and if he gets that move to a better club, it's that stage where he either makes the grade or he goes back down to that level.
But I hope that Rangers hold on to him and we build for this next season because the Rangers team this year, it's Gerrard's team. Gerrard brought this team in 2019-20, right? 2018-19, sorry. Like, your midfield's still the same. You've got Glenn Kamara, you've got Joe Aribo, Stephen Davis, Ryan Jack. All these players have been here since Gerrard. And this summer window, the only way it's going to go is Gio revamps the team because a Premier League team doesn't stay the same for 4 to 5 seasons, right? You know that. Teams change each year. Like City have went and brought in Haaland, Jesus will go out the window. And Liverpool are already looking to invest in the
Probably
midfield.
son Carvalho.
And that is the difference between that's the difference between the Scottish League and the Premier League. Like we've kept the same team for 4 seasons. Like a midfield, you could pick it like that. A defence, you could pick it like that. Goldson's out of contract. Bassey might move. Kent might move. Morelos might move. You know, like it's an exciting time. But what I will say is, if we do keep a hold of Bassey and we do have another shot at it, show a worth in the Champions League, and he is able to show that against higher opposition. They're not. He's already showed it this season, but if he's able to do it again, I think that's what Rangers need to do, and I think that is what will get him the big move, and it'll work out for him.
Do you not think that clubs like Celtic and Rangers are becoming stepping stone clubs?
Yeah, I mean, what Virgil van Dijk for Celtic, who for Rangers, Billy Gilmore. It wasn't obviously a stepping stone, but we produced him when he went to a bigger club. Nathan Patterson, we obviously produced him, put him to a different club. Who else can I think of off the top of my head? I do agree with you. Like Lundstrom, Sheffield United get relegated, his contract didn't get renewed. He'll have a crack of a season next year again, and he'll go back to the Prem, and he'll get his status back. And some use to support big clubs, and these are fans of big clubs. I know for a fact you would think if a player used you as a stepping stone, you'd be a bit like, what do you mean? Like we are the biggest.
Well, Haaland's using us as a stepping stone.
Right.
That's what it's reported as.
Yeah.
But how does that make you feel? For me, as a club, we're huge, right? We are a huge club, but we're small financial wise. For us as a small financial club, we can't hold on to these players that go the extra level because they know they're the extra level, they know what they're worth, and they'll move on eventually.
I
So
know
for
what
me,
you're
I'm
going
okay
through.
with it. But for
Because
you,
we used to be like this.
yeah,
When we were going through our 2008 to 2015 period, the likes of Torres moved on because we couldn't get Champions League football for the transfer titles. I feel like every season we were getting closer to challenging the title, and someone would leave. Suarez 13, 14, Sterling 14, 15, Raul Morales up and left Chelsea with Fernando Torres, Coutinho up the left. Obviously came out as a better thing, but still left for like that. Just a few other things off the top of my head where players just up and left. But I felt like a stepping stone club for years. Like it felt like every good player that we had, we couldn't keep hold of. I remember I was saying Salah in that 17-18 season. And I remember Drew won at home at Chelsea after being 1-0. And I remember seeing the video of him throwing his arms in the air, like being pissed off. And it first thought for me instantly, I was like, he's away. He's not going to want to stay here. We're not trying to have titles. We're not anything like that.
it's just like the food. It's just like a food chain, innit? Like obviously you've got Rangers, you've got Rangers are ranked 30th in Europe, obviously, right? And then you've got that next stage, and the next stage is your Everton's. I can't like, you know what I mean, like
Newcastle,
Arsenal, Newcastle, the clubs
your
off the
Wolves,
top
your
of my head.
Bills.
And then after that, the likes of, I mean, look at City. Who did they bring in? They brought in Grealish. He was really good at Villa. And then above yous, honestly, it's Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Yeah,
That's
and
that's
that's
who's
what
above
happens with
yous.
Ferran Torres and Sane. Their
Yeah,
dream
prime
is Bayern
examples
Munich
of
and
it.
Barcelona, and they just left us. Simple as that.
So in reality, our three clubs are stepping stone clubs, but my club's lower in the chain than yours. And all clubs obviously go through it, but these likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona's, and Bayern Munich, once you reach there, that's your career top. You're
Yeah.
not going to
Look
go
at
any higher.
Tuchel.
It's like
We've been
Grealish.
talking
This is
to
going to be
Tuchel for
Grealish's
ages.
top, isn't it?
Yeah,
This is going to be the
100%.
best
Yeah,
club that
it's
Grealish
good.
plays for. He's gonna get the trophies he wants to represent his career and how good he is as a player, and then he's gonna go
He'll
back
get
to
his
Villa
England
because he
call up.
loves Villa.
Yeah. It's like Harry Kane. Listen, from a
I feel
neutral
so bad for him.
from a neutral, I want to see Spurs do well. The appointment of Conte, a couple months back, I'm sat there thinking, fucking hell. But Tottenham have turned that around. They've got Champions League football
Honestly,
now.
it wouldn't surprise me if Tottenham ended up challenging for the league next year.
No, not at all. I
Nah,
think if they
because
stay
look what
well,
happened. No, because look what happened last time Conte had money. Same time he drink walk got back you going Morata.
Yeah, but we all know what happens with Chelsea. It's all board signings, isn't it? It's board
Well, I mean, you've
signings,
got to
and
board him, minute.
the manager gets told to either deal with them or they're out.
I haven't got board. I haven't got a board to sign anybody with yet. Probably
Yeah.
if somebody come in. But what were you saying about like the Real Madrid, the Barcelona, the Bayern? Like we've been in touch with Tuchel for so long. And obviously Real Madrid weren't going to pay the money for him, so we hold that for Mbappe. And now Real Madrid aren't going for Mbappe anymore because he's staying. Tuchel has come out and said, "Oh, I'm going to Real Madrid."
Yeah.
He's already told everybody his intentions to go to Real Madrid. Like we had him there, but then as soon as Real Madrid come knocking, it's a whole different story.
Like,
It's
does
like
that make
Barca.
any sense to you? Tchouaméni choosing Madrid over you?
It doesn't because with us, he's going to play. He's going to rotate with Fabinho. Thiago's not going to play every game. Naby Keita's not going to play. He's going to play for Paul, but they've got Cruz, Casemiro, Modric, Valverde, Camavinga, 5 world-class midfielders. There's six midfielders now. It doesn't make sense.
I think players
You
get
forget
overwhelmed
Dani
with the
Ceballos.
Galactico tag.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's that choice of going to the team that's already at the top or going to the team that's going to challenge them. Because I'm going to be honest, right? That as of the way the Champions League's going, if Liverpool beat Real Madrid, English clubs are going to start. They're going to catch Real Madrid. Liverpool.
I've already got them.
Man
It's
United,
already
not Man
in
United,
production,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's starting to
Look at
happen.
Liverpool are going-
Look at
Well,
Haaland.
three for the last
Yeah.
4 Champions League finals have had English clubs in them. 2 of them being all English finals.
Like, I can genuinely tell
Yep.
you, if City and Liverpool weren't overtaken Barcelona and Madrid at that point, Haaland would not be at City. He'd have gone straight to Madrid.
Yeah.
I can't even say that though because we don't sign players like that.
Yeah, no, normally we don't either. But look what's happened.
Exactly. This one thing with Tuchel, like this is the first time when I felt like a big player, is like chosen a different club over us because we're not used to it. We're still saying like Luis Diaz from Porto. You know what I mean? Like
He's been a great signing.
he's
He has
unbelievable
been
footballer.
unbelievable.
Footballer. But it's like signing that I know looks at them.
I remember watching us play Porto in the Europa League a couple of years back, and he scored a screamer against us.
He's got a screamer against us as well.
He's a freak. He is a freak. He's one of the players that when he's get the you can tell me that I'm being over exaggerative if you want, but I think I get more excited when watching Liverpool with Diaz at the ball at his feet than I do with Salah.
No, I wouldn't go that far. I'd go as far to say he's much better than Mane.
I would.
I think if
No,
you're looking
I-
for a goal, Mane, but if you're looking for a player that will genuinely help the team win, I think you're looking at Diaz.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when watching the game, well, maybe obviously Salah had a cracking, but ever since Diaz has come in, I think Diaz has been playing better than Salah.
it's not
Yeah,
ridiculous,
Salah's
it's
had
ridiculous.
a dodgy last few months, hasn't he?
Yeah,
But then it's like still,
that's where I'm getting the idea
Salah's
that.
still producing the numbers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird though. Like, cause you sat looking at him and you're thinking, "Fuck's sake," and then he wins the Golden Boot. But then you sat there thinking he never had a really good season, and he didn't. But he's won the Golden Boot, and I just
No,
think
Salah, no,
that does
no,
show how good a player
Salah's had an
Salah is.
unbelievable season. Yeah. He
I
got
wouldn't
goals
say
without playing
unbelievable.
well.
He had an unbelievable start to the season, like best in the world start to the season. But the second half of
Yeah.
the season, he's just dropped off a little bit.
But
But
if
that's what I was
if
saying
Salah
there.
if
It's just
Salah
because
had
of how
his
good he
season,
was.
if
Which
you
I
flip
actually reckon
Salah's
is probably
season the other way around,
AFCON's fault.
if you flip Salah's season around, then everybody's going to be seeing an unbelievable season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I reckon if you flip De Bruyne and Salah's season around, Salah wins Player of the
Yeah.
Year.
I think Salah still wins player. Yeah, to be honest with
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have argued it if Salah had won it.
you. Yeah. Wait, that was the EA one, wasn't it? The one that everyone cares about, the TFC.
Mm.
But Klopp's just won manager of the year, by the way.
Yeah,
Has he?
deserved to be fair, probably.
Yeah.
Klopp's won one of them, yeah.
All
I never
competitions.
understand the awards though. Premier League awards when a manager wins the league but doesn't win manager of the season. It doesn't. Like I love Jurgen, but like I love what he did. Like he fought all the way back, but like I didn't win
Do
the
you know
league.
what's really pissed me off this year, right? And you're gonna. You obviously haven't watched the Scottish League, but it's the fact of how we have sat here getting a European final with better teams than Celtic, yet they get knocked out of Europe. However, we can't beat Celtic, and it's one of the ones where your rivals are your bogey team for that year.
This is why I say European competitions are so much harder to win than league competition.
No, I disagree.
I'm
But
really
you're sat there thinking it's a Scottish league. However, we slip up in the league, but in Europe we see like it was almost as if our attention changed. See when Celtic battered us 3-0 at Parkhead, it was almost as if all our players were like, "Fucking hell, these cunts have got a bit of a one up against us."
Have you seen that Tottenham Hotspur have
you
just
go into
increased
Europe.
the transfer budget
Yeah,
by
the-
150 million?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, this is
That
what
backs
this,
up my point to why I think that they're going to do well next season.
this is why Conte wanted to stay. This is the thing that he said. He said if you're going to back it, then I'll stay. But if you're not going to back it, then I'm off. He got them Champions League football. He's down the ball now. See what the ball can be. Everything is.
Yeah.
I am worried for Saturday though.
Oh, I see. I can't see anything but Liverpool win.
I can't see us. Win. Oh, apparently it's come out now. Apparently, Real Madrid aren't willing to pay the 80 million euros for Tuchel.
You got to wonder how do they afford it nowadays?
Yeah, look like Barcelona.
I mean, fuck me, Barca. What? They're meant to be getting Neves. They're meant to be getting Christensen, Marcus Alonso,
They've already got Kessie, haven't
Azpilicueta. Kesse's meant to be signed in the next few days. Mazraoui apparently on a 5-year contract, or is that Bayern Munich? I think
That's
Mazraoui's
Bayern.
gone to Bayern Munich. But how are
Yeah, but
Barcelona
Graham Potter,
affording all of these players?
they?
You haven't seen that Bale's has been talking to Atletico, have you?
Atletico, yeah.
What the fuck?
Mate, Bale is
How-
an
how
incredible
you-
footballer. I just until a team actually like he was good for Tottenham when he went on loan for the year. He was good when he played. I just don't get it.
Yeah,
Who do you reckon out of the relegated team is going to get picked up in the Prem?
What, like a player from the relegated team?
Out of the relegated teams, yeah.
Who's went down?
Dwight McNeil.
Dennis.
Liverpool.
Dennis for Watford.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, Dennis is definitely off.
Dwight McNeil.
Veghorst, he's going.
Yeah, very close to him. I want to play Championship football. Tarkowski.
Was it like Everton?
Connor Roberts, the fullback.
See, I can see
Really?
Connor Roberts staying in the Championship.
Oh, he is 26 to be fair. So
Did Cantwell leave Norwich?
Maxwell
He went on
Cornet.
loan to Bournemouth for a year, didn't he?
So he's going back.
Cornet on there.
Yeah.
I can see Bournemouth maybe making that permanent.
Yeah, it depends. I'm not quite sure how he did
You
last
go-
season.
You go through that Norwich. You go through the Norwich squad. They're all Championship players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Todd Cantwell only played 360. No,
Did
he only played 640 Championship minutes.
But that
Didn't
you
get a
tell
goal
me
or an
Ryan
assist.
Christie, Ryan Christie played more games than Tom Cantwell. I can't believe that.
He only went on in January, didn't he?
Ryan
What
Christie.
about,
No, Tom Cantwell.
we're forgetting about what's it called? Ismail Assar.
Yeah, definitely he's off as well.
João Pedro.
Because
as well.
Nah.
the teams that
I
go
think
down,
he's
they
got a
genuinely do lose their players. They just lose them.
You don't realise because it's like one at a time. You know, like Watford have already lost Ben Foster.
Do you think Nick Pope will go?
No.
Yeah, I think he will.
I just don't see who he can go to. Do you know what I mean?
Newcastle.
Crystal Palace.
Newcastle.
Yeah,
I think
I was
Dubravka's so
Newcastle.
overrated. He's so bad.
But yeah, I don't think he's going to walk. I call him popular on wrists. But it was useful as a truck with fire guard sometimes. Honest God, he's absolutely terrible.
Palace, maybe. I mean, Guaita.
But Newcastle are in talks with Dean Henderson, aren't they?
Yeah, they're meant to be.
Newcastle go.
Jack
Cool.
Harrison's meant to be quite likely to go to Newcastle.
So wait,
I
keep
don't know
any
about
50
yous,
million?
but I'm really excited to see how Newcastle do next season.
These are the players most
Like-
linked with Newcastle moves in the summer. Harrison, Loddy, Ekatike, Dean
Yeah,
Henderson,
everyone in the top.
Tarkowski and Calvert-Lewin.
I don't
Wait,
think we'll
yeah,
go for Tarkowski. I don't think I'll touch him.
No, 90,
Tarkowski's
90
definitely off to the Prem. Definitely.
90k a week was the rumoured contract for Tarkowski. Which isn't that bad if you're
He's
talking
definitely
about
off to the Prem. Tarkowski, definitely.
Yeah. Do you know,
Calvert-Lewin.
still can't believe that they fucking sacked Sean Dice. Like, it was so weird.
Nah, it was time for change.
I mean, they
would.
did better when he went.
Yeah, it was time for change. It really was.
But, when you think of Burnley, you think he's Sean Dice. Do you know what I mean? It's just weird. I think that's the only reason I find it weird.
And that
Because
Etikite
of-
guy that Newcastle linked with, you've got to wonder who's going to snap him up.
young
Well,
lad,
he's
Trigger.
got 10 goals, 4 assists in Ligue 1.
We
Only
did-
playing
They were going to get
1,200
him in January,
minutes.
wasn't they?
Because it's just
They were getting him in January, but then the striker, the lad pulled out last minute because he didn't feel like he was ready. He stayed the rest of the season.
He plays for Stad Ram.
I think no idea. I think I've seen
Yeah,
him
so
for
he-
Romaggio once.
He was going to move to Newcastle on deadline day, but he pulled out last second because he didn't feel like he was ready for the move to the Premier League yet. Wanted to stay the rest of the season.
But you can understand why a player like that young wouldn't want to move in January.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what made them sign Chris Wood.
That's unbelievable though. 14 goal contributions in 1,200 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a
For young
goal
lad.
every 1.5 games, isn't it?
Yeah. But the thing with Newcastle is if they'd wait a week later after we signed Luis Diaz, they probably could have signed Origi. That's the thing. But they went with Chris Wood.
Isn't Origi to AC Milan all but confirmed now?
Yeah, but I'm saying like back in January.
Yeah.
for the win for Chris Wood instead. Which
I didn't
still
understand
think was
the
the-
Chris Wood signing whatsoever.
It was just to send Burnley down, I
Such a
think.
strange signing, isn't it?
Honestly, I think it was just weaken Burnley. I mean, which it did. It sent them down
Yeah.
eventually. But I think Newcastle need a striker because Callum Wilson's not playing 38 games a season.
Fraser
Never
Forster's
have.
meant to be off to Spurs.
I've seen that.
Bergwijn and looks like he's off to Ajax finally.
Cucurella to Manchester City.
City,
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks promising, doesn't it? Apparently
Yeah.
personal terms have been
I mean,
agreed.
It's mental that he can play centre half and also out wide, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's
I
a
mean,
really good player.
he never really played centre half though, did he? He played like half an hour playing left centre back in that back five against United, but otherwise he never really played centre half this season, has
No,
he?
no, he's played a couple times. Well, he generally has played a couple times in the defence.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's just a phenomenal player. I love everything about him, Cucurella.
Looks like
I
bad
can
ballers off
see
there.
Suarez. I can see Suarez back to going to Villa.
Yeah, I can see him
He's
going to
been
Villa.
talking. He's been talking to a newspaper, and he says he's been offered clubs from Argentina, Brazil, and Mexico, but he still wants to play competitive football in a European league.
Bananas.
And I
Update.
can't see any other. Well, if I'm being honest, the only other team from Villa I can see maybe wanting them. In fact, no, I can't. I genuinely can't see any other team than Villa. It just makes sense, doesn't it?
Apparently, City are looking to actually retain Jesus. They're offering him a big contract.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I don't mind that.
Hakeem Ziyech. Oh, leaving Chelsea apparently.
Who
Oh,
do you reckon he'd go to?
yeah.
Gal and
sure.
Natana have signed Edison. Well, about to.
Which Edison's that?
Mazarou's gone to
Edison,
Bayern.
Cavani.
Yeah.
He's gone over free. Marcus Alonso for
Crazy.
Barcelona.
Big one is, do you
Kulusevski's
that-
personal.
think Edison will remain at Brentford? I hope
Yeah,
it
I
does.
think he'll stay for another season.
I hope it does.
What do you think? What are your honest opinions on Tielemans?
I think he's very
Average.
overrated.
I think he runs like custard boots. He can't move. You ever seen that video? You ever seen that video of Mark Henry when he's running the backstage? He's getting overtaken by everyone. I said that's going to be Thomas Partey and Tielemans in the transitions next year. They just can't move. The two of them are
Because he's heavily linked with
immobile, they
Arsenal,
can't
isn't
move.
he?
Yeah, they just can't move. We play two Titanics in midfield trying to turn around.
Darwin Núñez is supposedly agreed personal terms with Man
I
United.
don't like him.
think it's
I
gonna happen.
really don't think he's a good footballer.
You don't think
I
Núñez
thought
is
Núñez
a good
did-
footballer?
Played quite well against you.
No.
I did. They played
Yeah,
unbelievable.
but if you watch his actual highlights from this season, he's not a good footballer.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
He's a worse Diogo Jota. He actually is.
And Jota, outside of his goal contributions, is quite painful to watch.
Hell's about it. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's absolutely horrible watching him play.
Leeds are meant to be getting that Aronson from Salzburg.
Fulham are meant to be getting Matic. They're also
Fulham?
trying to get. Yeah, they're also
I
trying
know
to get Carter
Matic is
Vickers.
leaving.
Yeah, he's definitely going. He said, didn't he, in an interview that he was leaving?
Yeah. Said he was going in.
What I forgot as well, that Di Maria will be going away for PSG this year.
Yeah, he will, because Mbappe's stick.
Yeah.
Mbappe's got his new sport.
Mbappe did his own version of The Apprentice at PSG.
Mbappe's a football
He's
manager.
literally held them off. He held them
You're
off.
fired.
He robbed them.
Mate, I was
That's
tempted to
what
put
it is.
a couple of quid on Mbappe to stay at PSG as well, because it was good odds.
He's just
How-
unlocked the edit that mode on Football Manager. So you just do whatever you want now.
Or he's done that select to play a career mode and just retire, doesn't he? Or fucking
Put Player
FIFA.
Manager
Eh.
career mode. FIFA 15.
Timbers supposedly agreed terms with Man United.
Yeah, but
He's not.
you can't believe any rumours around United.
I
man.
know.
Mate, the
It's
amount of
because Ten
media
Hag
stuff that
signed.
happens with United, it's just
It's
like,
cause it's literally cause Ten Hag. Ten Hag's went and people like Anthony rumoured, Nunez rumoured, Timber. They just it's stupid, man. Mazarawi's went to buy him.
Yeah, he's gone on free.
Yeah.
all of these are linked with United. Gvardiol, De Jong, Lima. Who's the other ones?
Nunez, Timber, Anthony.
And Timber, yeah.
Another thing
Pau
was Timber.
Torres.
Timber's a 5'10" centre back.
Yeah.
There's no way he doesn't play well. Plays well in the Premier League.
Bernardeschi's leaving Juventus.
I always liked Bernardeschi, even in the Fiorentina days. I re-rated him.
He's got flair. He's different.
Panache.
Players just ruined their careers going to Juve in the Italian league.
I think that's just really
Eric
I like to see that
Bailly.
it's stopped
Very
happening
well
now. Do you get
Italian.
me? Players have actually stayed at the other clubs in Italy, and look what it's done. Milan and Inter winning
Dybala's
titles.
going in at Milan, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah,
Eric
Dybala's
Bailly's
up
left
in
Man
Milan,
United.
that's it.
Eric Bailly.
Yeah.
It looks like Dybala's heading there, along with Onana's right there, but Handanovic
That'd
just
be
signed a new
unbelievable,
deal as
wouldn't
well.
it? Lautaro and
And
Dybala.
Milan. Wow.
Handanovic and Onana as well. Handanovic signed a new deal.
Juventus are keen on Gabriel from Arsenal.
Like that Onana to Inter Milan, that's a great deal.
Fuck, I
It just,
forgot Onana's coming back.
it reeks of a
He's back this year.
Donnarumma Navas situation. You know what I mean? It's because they're just both gonna one of them's gonna complain they're not playing.
But Handanovic is old as fuck.
Handanovic is gone. I thought this was
He's
last
not.
season.
He's getting a
Is
new
he?
deal. He's getting
I
a new
think
deal.
that's
Before.
definitely been spoke about with the two of them because Handanovic is very old now. I think he knows he's going to be second keeper now.
Or Fabrizio said Onana complete his medical tests in January. It's done. Also, Handanovic will stay in with a new deal.
Yeah, so I reckon Handanovic has just signed on second keeper.
Yeah.
'Cause of his
Quite
age.
Athletics need to get a new keeper soon because Oblak's reaching that old stage.
Nah, he's not.
He is.
He's not.
What? Oblak's like 32 years old.
He's
Who,
29.
Is he?
What?
He's 29.
Is he?
Yeah.
Surely not.
To put into comparison,
Yeah,
Oblak is 29, Handanovic is 37.
I actually
Wow.
would have put them as the same age.
You've
to
got
be
proof on who's 44.
Yeah. No, so Oblak's got nearly another decade in him.
honest. Manuel Neuer's 36.
Same as Alisson, alright. Alisson plays till he's about 35. Unbelievable.
Who even is Atletico's backup goalkeeper?
They mix about, don't they?
Or now
Yeah,
that I've
it
said
used to
that,
be
I
that
Is it
can't-
still
Moya,
Moya?
wasn't
Do you remember Moya?
Moya, that was the one,
Like Moya was my go-to cheap keeper on one of the previous FIFAs.
yeah. Remember when Real Madrid replaced Casillas with Casillas?
Mate, they done Casillas dirty, you know.
Yeah, they
They really did. Lecomte, that's the one. Lecomte was Atletico's
yeah,
backup keeper this season.
Yeah.
a French goalkeeper, wasn't
He came
Played
from
for,
Monaco.
Bordeaux.
Monaco.
he? Monaco,
No.
yeah, that's all.
See if Leeds went down. Where do you think Rafinha would have went?
Barca. He's still
Barca,
probably
yeah.
going to go Barca as well.
Yeah. He had a release clause in his contract, which was like 12.5 million or
It's
something. like that.
crazy.
Adama
Uh,
Traore's
relegation.
still to decide when he's going back to.
Awa.
I don't know, we heard about Adama Traore, like, at the start of his Barca career, actually had like 4 assists in his first 4 games or something, but then he's just sort of not here for
See,
it.
he played at fullback
What
in their
the
last
fuck?
game and he had an absolute stinker.
Here, have you heard
But
that?
he's not fullback though. No,
I
know,
heard
I
that
know.
PSG's not going to retain Neymar next season if an acceptable offer comes in.
I don't rate Neymar that highly.
That stinks of a Man United transfer, that, by the way. That absolutely reeks of a
That
Manchester United
stinks of
transfer.
that Di Maria deal in 2015.
What would he just think? Do you see what the season card was good? No team of the year even.
It stinks of it. It stinks of it.
Whoa, so Sean now supposedly Kostic. Just sniffing around saying
Kostic.
Like, Kostic, yeah.
Oh, can you imagine?
How Torres to man that.
What's your biggest hot take on like transfer of your club? See, if you were gonna sell one player and replace him with another one in the same position, who would it be in your team?
Oh, right, I'll let
Salah
you
for
go first.
Mbappe. Simple as.
Wow.
Oh, I thought you meant like anybody. If I was replacing anybody.
No, replace him with the same position.
Oh, same position. Oh, right, okay.
But that does work. Mbappe for Salah.
No, I changed my mind. Big path. Henderson for Jude Bellingham, or Naby Keita for Jude Bellingham. Two.
Yeah, that's pretty sound. Henderson for Jude.
If I was to swap Mbappe for someone, if I was to go, if I had three, I'd go Mbappe for Mane, Bellingham for Henderson.
I think I'd probably get rid of Edison and get in Maignan.
Yeah. Incredible goalkeeper. Like man.
I've
Yeah,
fallen
okay.
out of love with Edison.
He's just not good.
He's got a good soul,
No,
and that's
goalkeeper.
about it.
Not a good goalkeeper. Good with his feet. Good midfielder.
Brazilian. He only costs 30 million. We think he's fucking brilliant. It's Edison.
It's just Dubravka, isn't it?
Honestly, if I was to swap one of the players in my team for another player,
It's got to be a hot take.
Ryan Kent for Scott Wilson.
For who?
You don't see that? You
Don't
don't know who
know
he
who
is.
that is.
See how in January Rangers were like.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh,
Ryan
Scott
Kent.
Wilson
Scott
Wilson.
Olsen.
plays for not Bologna. Where did they go to? Went to a Belgian team. Where did they go?
Andreas Scott Olsen
Was it Bruges?
from Denmark, plays for Club
Brugge,
Brugge.
isn't it?
Yeah, Bruges, yeah. So basically in January we were linked with two players. One was a midfielder, one was a winger. Scott Olsen and Joey Veerman. If you go and search up Joey Veerman stats and Scott Olsen stats right now, and you look at them since joining their new clubs, we have missed out on such a good duo.
Isn't Veerman a midfielder?
I've just looked him up, and there's
Veerman's
a
midfielder,
there's a Andreas Skov Olsen. Welcome to Club Brugge. He's obviously changed the title because the thumbnail's him in a Rangers shirt.
yeah. No, it was they were on the verge of signing for us, and we signed Ramsey and Diallo on loan.
On paper
what
though,
do you
Ramsey
actually
and
think about
Diallo
Ramsey?
is good.
I know, but hindsight's a beautiful.
Like, what do you
thing,
actually think about Ramsey?
It's gotten honestly, it's
Fucking
gotten because there's a
class for
player
Wales,
in
mate.
there. There's a player in there, right? And he was good for us. See, when he first came in, he was brilliant. He scored that goal against Celtic. I'm sat there. Oh my God, we've got a
Creamy.
player in here. Then there was the rumours. There was a rumours of him signing permanently, and then we go to the Scottish Cup semi-final against Celtic, and he goes down injured, and that's his career done for Rangers. After that, Rangers were like, "This is your second injury with us in 2 months," and we didn't obviously agree with the terms. But then, obviously, he comes back from injury and he misses his penalty against Frankfurt in the final. And I'm sat there thinking, and that's the thing about our fan base, right? See, when Ramsey gets subbed on and we went to penalties, see if Ramsey buries his penalty and we win the shootout, he's a hero. What a substitution for Gio. But our fan base is so immature that they'll go, he's on loan, he should be taking a penalty for us, he's shit, he's always injured. That's what everybody was shouting at him.
It's
and it was
one thing I don't
see as
agree
well,
with.
in the Scottish Cup final, when we lifted the cup, Ramsey was scared to involve himself in the celebrations because he missed the penalty. It was so sad
He
to
might
see.
just have social anxiety.
It was so sad to see.
He might have a fear of trophies for all you know.
Go play for Tottenham.
But
Like
all
the Arsenal,
the Rangers players surrounded him and was like, lift the cup, and he did lift the cup, and
they're giving him the Minamino treatment.
but like even see when you look on his Instagram, he posted on Instagram what was it? It was like a heartfelt message to the Blue Sea of Ibrox. I want to thank you all for your overwhelming support through the highs and the lows. You're some of the most passionate fans that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting and playing for. Once a Ranger, always the Ranger. And that's him obviously saying goodbye to us. But I just wish it worked out for him because I love him. It's one of the
fucking
lone
quality
players you
for
fall in love
Wales.
with. It was
It's
quality
just
for
one.
us.
It's the one thing that what you don't do is in a
Don't bring
final,
players on for
you
penalties.
don't bring penalties on.
Yeah.
They just don't have the
Especially-
feel for
If
the
you're going
ball,
to do
do
it,
they?
right? If you're going to do it, bring them on at the start of extra time. Bring them on at half time.
Give them a feel for the
Don't
ball.
bring them on with 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
Don't bring them on with 3 minutes.
I'm sitting looking at who Aaron Ramsey follows on Instagram, right? And there's one Rangers player he follows, and it's Leon Balogun.
Mate, Balogun's a
That's
fucking.
it.
He's a madman. He's
I love. Do you know? I was sat here
Crazy
thinking
boy.
Leon Balogun is Rangers, Liverpool's my team. Like genuinely,
Yeah.
he doesn't start all the time, but see when he comes on, he'll score or he'll do something. I actually wouldn't mind having Balogun and Bassey at the back, the Nigerian connection as our centre halves going into the next season. But we do have John Suter coming in,
isn't Balogun like a scouser?
and you
though?
won't know who John Suter is. No,
I know who
he's,
John Suter is.
He's
I
Nigerian, but he
swear he
played
just
for
has an
Wigan
English
for a good
accent.
couple of years. He's got a Manny sort of accent mixed with Nigerian. But Bassey's got such a London accent. That's what I love about our club. See Kamara, Bassey, Aribo,
Kamara's
Ken,
shit.
they all grew up. He's not.
Definitely is.
He is not. Nah.
His head looks like a Tic Tac.
Listen. Listen,
Who's
he's.
His head does look like
He's
a Tic
good.
Tac.
Who's this?
That's
Glenn Kamara.
Kamara.
Stop. He does.
Who does?
Looks like a Tic Tac.
We'll talk about his football ability. He's a good player.
Good for a Tic Tac.
But I can see Kamara going and Gilmore coming in. And I can also see Aribo going.
Wow.
Kind of goes this
You seen
already
that?
away.
Bellerin done an interview and he wants to stay at Betis.
Yeah.
He
I love
probably
that.
doesn't get abused by the fans. That's their blood. Fan every 2 seconds. You know what I mean? He hasn't got troops to contend with anymore.
Dortmund have signed a goalkeeper, Lotka.
So like a 6th signing of the season.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Still not getting anywhere near.
Inzaghi's extended his contract with Inter.
I saw.
You know what I saw? I reckon Chelsea should go for Perisic.
It's like a replacement for Marshall.
Yeah, but better.
If Chilwell's coming back. Scores James
Have
just.
you seen that Gravenberch is going to Bayern as well?
Yeah, I've seen
Mate,
that.
good
yeah.
luck getting into Bayern's team if you're a centre mid. Fuck me.
Kimmich, Goretzka.
Why did they sign Sabitzer?
Sabitzer. Because they can.
What was it, Tolisso as well? I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What
Why
is
if we
this
never seen
mean?
Thiago?
Hmm?
Why if we never seen Thiago?
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy.
Ugh. Do you reckon Koundé's going to go to Chelsea?
Nah. I chipped sales last season.
See, I reckon they
To
will.
Diego. It's like Diego Carlos to Newcastle. I think Botman will go to Newcastle.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I got 2 Botman go to Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean... Well... I reckon we've spoke about everything.
I think so too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hour and a quarter.
Wow. Oh. I think that the next conversation should be on after the playoff between Scotland and Ukraine
Next Wednesday.
next Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm
We'll
terrified
talk
for
about
the
Champions League final
Wales.
as well.
I'm terrified
Yeah.
for the final of Wales.
Unless you want to do one on Sunday after the Champions League, but I'm just thinking, Bailey, if
I'll
you
love it,
guys
yes.
lose,
Bailey
you guys
might
lose,
have,
you
might have
won't
offed
talk
himself
about
by then.
I think it'll be-
He might be hanging from his fucking lamp.
Sean, you're gonna need to. Oh. You're gonna need to help me figure it out, Eldo, because I want to see the tips chat. I want to bring like a couple of my Scottish mates in so that it's like can be like an even balance rather than me just talking about Scottish football with people that don't know Scottish football.
Yeah, sure. Right, I'll leave
You
it
seen
there.
Aaron
Then. I'll end
Higgins
the
score
recording
there?
now.
You seen
Peace.
Aaron
Oh,
Higgins
you
score
didn't
at
end
Arsenal?
it.